Okay. Hello, people. Export business from local to global. Finally. I actually promised to do this recording when we did the live class and we had network issues. So I'm actually fulfilling my promise right now. So quickly, let's go through it. Starting an export business of your own, going from local to global. Exporting is real and a serious business. And currently, if you're doing any business, you're selling, you're already selling to the local markets. You can choose to also target the international markets, provided what you're selling is in demand. It has global appeal. That's the way I love to put it. It has global appeal. So quickly, let's look at the highlights. Introduction. What is export and all that? Export requirements, entry points, value addition, looking at the global markets, what you intend to sell. Does it have global appeal? You need to also do your market research, because I believe you don't have to go ahead and just create a product. It makes sense to do your market research to be sure that that product is needed and is in demand before you now produce. Next, we will talk about export contracts, and then in summary, we'll look at export procedure. At the end of the day, we will have been able to figure out how to export from Nigeria to different parts of the world. Export business is real. Export has been on from time immemorial, but particularly these days, non-oil exports is beginning to gain more and more attention. But you see, when it comes to international trade, you have to be very careful, else you lose your money. You must be sure that what you have to offer is what is actually in demand. But above all, you see, for a long time, the focus has been on just maybe agricultural commodities, wood products, solid minerals in their unfinished states, So the focus has been more on exporting raw materials, exporting things in their unfinished state, and that has not really helped. But the next level right now is to focus more on value addition. So for that to happen successfully, you need to know the steps to take from product to when you eventually ship outside. So you need to understand everything it takes for you to successfully export out of Nigeria. It's not so difficult, especially if you are the type that pays attention to details. If you don't pay attention to details, there will be stories that touch you. So if you know you're not the type that can pay attention to details, don't even bother. But above all, the focus is on you having your own product. It gives you more control, unlike if you're just shipping products out in their raw form. Export requirements. What do you need in order to be able to export successfully out of Nigeria and be sure you're not on the wrong side of the law? You need to have a company a limited liability company actually. You also need to register with Nigerian Export Promotion Council. That's the body that will give you your export certificate, aka export license. Also, you need a domiciliary account so that when your inflow comes, at least it lands somewhere. So you need a DOM account for your export activities. So once you have all this, you have laid the foundation for proper exporting to happen. Now, to register a company is as simple as ABC. You can get a lawyer to do it for you. Usually it's between 60 to 80,000 naira for a limited liability company. Your export license is 13,000 naira, and within a week or two you will get it. You can go to even NEPC website to kickstart the process. You don't necessarily need a middleman to do that. It's very easy to achieve. And if you need someone to handle it for you, then you can get in touch. We'll get someone that will help you with that. But just simply go to nepc.gov.ng, nepc.gov, that's government. So nepc.gov.ng, very straightforward. Alright. This is what your certificate of incorporation looks like. When you register a company, it will look something like this. When you have your export license, this is what they will give to you. It's valid for 2 years, so it's renewable every 2 years. And like I said, you don't have to bribe anybody. It's very straightforward. The body in charge will never ask you for bribe, so no tension. So once you have all that, you've laid the foundation for formal exporting to happen. So let's look at the various options available for you if you are trying to export. You can come in as a manufacturing exporter, an export merchant, and an export agent. Let me also state at this point that I'm going to summarize everything, because there's no way we can really do justice to it without spending several hours, in fact days, but I'm going to I'll just want to give you an overview, a compressed version of the whole training, so that at least you have an idea of what it takes in case you are considering export, especially exporting your own products. So 1, you can be a manufacturing exporter. 2, an export merchant. 3, operate as an export agent. Manufacturing exporter, very clear, which is our key focus. That means you are producing your own products. Maybe it could be you are adding value. It might not necessarily be in its final stage, but at least you've added value. Let me give you an instance. For instance, if you are creating your own body cream, maybe your ingredients, your key active ingredients is shea butter, but from shea butter you create fantastic body cream. That's a finished product. But if you are working with mangoes, for example, and from your mango you produce mango pulp, that is also, you've added value to the mango, but it's not necessarily in its finished state. Finished state could mean mango juice being produced. That's the final, more like the final stage. Aside from the fact that you can even use the mango to do many other things. Just an instance. So, but at least you have added value. You've taken it from that raw stage to something better, and it makes you feel good about your efforts, because at least you're not doing what the regular everyday person exporter would do. You're going some steps further. So value addition. Like you can take raw hides now and eventually you create leather sandals. You've created a product. You've added value to it, and as a matter of fact, you've even gone as far as making sure it gets to its finished state. So being a manufacturing exporter is an option. An export merchant, you don't necessarily have to create the product, but you source and you export. So the product doesn't have to be your own for you to operate. You can source commodities on finished products, and you can also source finished products and you export. As a matter of fact, you can even do what's called private labeling. A company produces for you and they brand it for you and you export, So that's operating as an export merchant, looking at finished products, looking at you adding value. And of course, the export agent. As an export agent, you don't necessarily need so much of money. What you need more than anything else is your understanding of how international trade works and how you can connect buyer and seller for your own code, especially as a Nigerian. Your focus more than anything else is, okay, you know the guy with the product, you also know the other guy in another part of the world who is in need of such product, and then you're able to make trade happen. Then you make your own money from your efforts. So our key focus is value addition. Instead of exporting agro commodities in its raw form, it makes sense to add value by processing further and packaging. It helps you stay in business longer and also helps you win the price war. You see, if you are in commodities, you keep struggling with the issue of price fluctuation, especially in our markets. One moment price is 10 naira today, next moment it is 15 naira, and you're like, what? And the funny part is the way things are in this country. If sometimes the local price is even higher than international price. So, but if you're somebody that is doing your own production, your own value addition, you come up with your own kind of product, you don't really have competition in that sense. You are in a world of your own. It's like the guy that produces biscuits, for example. You produce your own kind of biscuits. You use your kind of ingredients to produce your biscuit. For example, now somebody might produce buttered biscuit or something. Another person is producing ginger biscuit. The ingredients will definitely differ. So if you are going into production, you are the one that will know the strategy you use to come up with your own product that is uniquely yours, and you know how to manage the figures such that your production cost and then the selling price, you end up selling the product, at the end of the day you still make profit. The thing is, you have more control as somebody that is the owner of the product than when you just buy raw commodities with so many of you competing for it. So talking about value addition, the first thing I want us to understand is to focus on what has global appeal. Oftentimes you hear people say they want to export, but they will just say maybe what things they've heard others mention, or I don't know, but usually they just tell you, I want to do bitter kola, I want to do this, I want to do that, I want to do ogbono, I want to do crayfish. It's okay to do any of those, provided there is demand for it. If the demand is slim, you work very hard before you can actually get buyers. But if you try to do your research and look for things that have global appeal, that different people in different parts of the world are interested in, it would really save you stress. Take for instance mango. In Nigeria, mango is not special like that, because I mean, once it's season, you find mango everywhere, you know. But outside Nigeria, in some parts of the world, mango is the king of all fruits. Mango is really special. So what can you do with something like mango now? You can export mango in its raw form. You can add value and export mango chips. You can export mango pulp. These are options. Of course, there's mango juice, so long as you can compete favorably. Aside from even exporting to far countries, you can also consider regional exports, exporting to other African countries, especially West African countries close by, you know. But the most important thing is, whatever you want to export, be sure that it is something that people are in need of in different parts of the world. Like footwear. Anybody anywhere in the world would like footwear. Now we have different types of footwears, you know. You could have come up with your own unique design and you're able to push it. But at least you know it's something that anybody anywhere in the world understand what a footwear is. So don't say, I want to sell ogbono, I want to sell bitakola, I want to sell. Be sure that there is demand for it. You will sweat less. Market research. So once to discover what has global appeal, you need to do your market research. It is very key. To do your market research, one easy way sometimes is just to focus on what's it called? To use trade portals. You can use trade portals to do your market research. By trade portals, I'm talking about sites like tradekey.com. This is Tradekey. This is Tradekey. You can choose to buy, or better still, here on Tradekey you search. I'm trying to come in. Yep. Okay, good. I found what I'm looking for. Okay, so this is Tradekey. You look for, if you're trying to do research, focus on buyers. You're not focusing on sellers or products. You're not focusing on products or suppliers. Your focus is on buyers, you know. So if your product is mango, then you search buyers of mango. But I prefer to say mango pulp. Actually, I did this search before coming. So now for a site like Tradekey, it makes sense to go through Google if you are not a paid member. And you don't have to pay all of them. You only need to know the strategy to use to still get information without necessarily being a paid member. So importers of mango pulp on Tradekey. Rather than going to Tradekey direct, use Google to reach Tradekey. You get more information. So once you click, you would at least get Tradekey is always blocking your view with all these things. I'm coming. Okay, whatever it is, I've not been able to like explore. I'm trying to remove this from my view. I don't know, maybe it's because I'm in this video. Normally to remove. Alright, serious things now. the most important thing is, if you are trying to search anything, just focus on using Google. If you straight key search from Google, put mango pulp. Here you have, put mango pulp. This is what I don't like about Trade. They'll keep bringing all this rubbish and nonsense. Okay, to save time, no time to check that. I'm going to use another site. This is EC21. So I already did a search. But the bottom line is, focus on buyers or buying leads on every site you visit. See, products, selling leads, buying leads, companies. Your focus is buying leads. If you are trying to research market, if you are trying to see what people are interested in buying, that's what you should focus on more than anything else. Alright, so talking about value addition, what has global appeal, you do your market research. Once you search any product idea you have, based on that you can search, or you just search generally to find out what people are really asking for. You do your market research. Once you discover what works, then you can produce. But you will not go ahead and just produce like that. You first produce samples, enough samples or prototype or whatever, and then you also work on what your packaging will be. Good packaging is key to any product that would be successful. So you work on what your packaging will be until you get a contract that is ready for execution. Don't go and start doing large scale production. It won't really make sense. So at least do some small scale production so you have enough samples on ground to at least you send to your potential buyers or use to test the market. So talking about value addition, you can go from raw mangoes to mango pulp. Look at mango pulp here. It can be serious business. Or body cream, soap, stuff like that. So long as it's something that has demand. So the first thing, like I've said before, is that okay, you need to research the market. When you research the market and you figured out the product that would fly, or you already have a product and you've checked that your product has stands a chance in the international market, then you actually look for an export contract. To get an export contract, you can there are up to 12 different methods that you can apply, but here we're just going to talk about 2, but normally we go through 12. So you can get contracts, execute your contracts. That's the summary of the next stage. You get a contract and you execute your contracts. To get buyers, you can use trade portals. Like I said, focus on buyers or buying leads. Put your keyword and you search, and then it will give you a list of companies that are asking for that product. Like here now, once you choose buying leads, and then you put your keyword, in this case scarf. The keyword is scarf, and then let's see. So for scarf, I'm coming. Alright. There's something I want to check. Okay, for the word scarf, only 19 buying leads. Only 19 buying leads. Truth of the matter is, when it comes to, you have to be patient to search for things that has huge, good numbers. But really, when it comes to finished products, or you might not find crazy figures, buyers, potential buyers, like you would for commodities. But when it comes to international trade, one buyer alone self is sometimes more than enough, because the demand from one buyer is possible for it to be even more than you can handle per time. So, but this is just an example. Just an example. We buy silk scarf. Let's say you sell silk scarf. A buyer is saying, I'm looking for handmade scarf. If you can, please contact me. Commodity, blah, 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 story. Now, let's say we're interested. We right click, open a new tab. So, okay, while we're waiting for this to open, let's just understand that we need to get an export contract. There are various things to look out for when you're trying to get a contract, but above all, make sure you involve somebody that is really knowledgeable about it to assist you. Also, you can, the most important thing is, whatever you get a contract for, be sure you can execute, one, and two, be sure that you protect yourself with payment method and payment terms. Those two things, because at the end of the day, it's not a do or die affair. So be sure you protect yourself in every transaction you get yourself to, and the easiest way to do that is with your payment method and payment terms. I'm talking about payment method, payment terms. You have bills for collection, you have letter of credit, and that's basically the main thing. Okay, look at what this person is looking for. Let's even pretend we have what they need. For this particular website, whether you're a paid member or not, let me show you the strategy I use. Just put your cursor up here. It will reveal the name of the company. Once you put your cursor up, it will reveal the name of the company. Once your cursor is up, and once you know the name of the company, whether you're a free member, a paid member or not, Google can help you put the remaining equation together. With the help of Google, you can even land on their website, get additional information about them. So there are different trade portals you can use, but focus on active trade portals like TradeKey, EC21, Global Buyers Online. Another approach is trade shows. You need to attend trade shows from time to time. If you have a product that you're trying to push in the market, attend trade shows connected to your field, to your area, like the kind of product you sell. If you are into oil, like edible oil, that's what you produce, then look for trade shows where people who are interested in buying edible oils, and manufacturers of edible oils would normally meet or gather. So look for relevant trade shows. So in summary, if you are trying to become an exporter that wants to take your product from local to global, first thing, you research the market. You do your proper research on the market. You want to know what is in demand and the products that are selling. Once you're able to figure out what is selling in the market, then decide on what your product will be and actually produce small scale, produce samples. These samples you would need if, let's say, you are attending a trade show. You would need the samples. If you are exhibiting too, you need them. Even if you are not exhibiting, at least you can share your business card and give your sample of your product out for free in any trade show. Also, if you connect with buyers on the internet, maybe you use trade portals. You can even use groups on LinkedIn, for example. There are many international trade groups you can find even on LinkedIn. You can send pictures of your product, sample of your product, eventually just in the bid to land a buyer. And once you now get a buyer or a company that is interested in your product, and then you put and there's an export contract involved with both parties signing, the next stage will be for you to execute that contract. Part of execution is that you get in touch with your bank and you collect Form NXP as an exporter. You also you pay what is called NES fee. Also get in touch with a freight forwarder. You see, the same way in imports, a clearing agent is needed. For export, a forwarding agent is what you need. So you get a forwarding agent that will help you with the export transaction. Most of the running around with import area is headache, and some of the documents or documentation within the port area are largely its own headache. So once you get a contract, you execute, you load with the right packaging and all. Make sure you have products as the right specification based on whatever the two of you agreed in your contract. Load your product in containers, have it shipped. Once it's shipped, all relevant documents are out. You take it to your bank sends documents to your buyer's bank, and money is paid into your account, and that ends that transaction. That ends the transaction. In a situation where you're not doing large scale, as in you're not shipping in containers and all that, you can also your product can go by air. Just make sure you protect yourself with payment method and payment terms above all, because anything that is going by air, it will land there fast. And not even Oibos, they are not saints. So you have to make sure that your payment terms and payment method, payment terms, the contract protects you enough for you to be able to do transaction for anything going by air. Going by sea takes a longer period, so it makes it very easy for you to really do your proper documentation and follow certain laid down procedures for international trade. So in summary, that is how to export out of the country successfully. Like I said at the beginning, it's deeper than that, but I just had to find a way to summarize everything and just give you an overview. So God bless you. My name is Kemi Adeyemi, and I've been your teacher all the time. I'm an exporter. See you on IG at Digits Business. God bless you. Bye.